Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Strongest Wizard, and tonight is indeed fight night. And we have Keith on the right-hand side with that Charlotte linlin, and we have Moblob giving us that brand new yellow leader, which is going to be that Yamato, as slapping down the one-cost pudding, the Searching Top 4 for a Big Mom Pirates card, which is going to be that 4-cost Katakuri. Now, 4-cost Katakuri is usually pretty bad in every other yellow deck, but in Yamato, it's actually kind of nuts because you're supposed to fall back in life so that your leader's ability is active as fast as possible. So we see here Keith dropping his own pudding. Of course, it is not the AA, but we'd still grab a Struce in here, which is 2k counter into hand, pass, and turn. Now, quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is DXN Outpost, DXN Provisions, the only place where I get all my sealed product. And right now, they actually do have those Yamato starter decks live on their website. So if you're interested in picking up a Yamato deck, check the link down below. So we have Moblob here dropping the Sanji, of course, was such a good card, whether it's in Katakuri or any other yellow deck. It is such a good card. 2k counter, being able to pretty much essentially draw a card for free when attacking. So we see the linlin attacking, and Moblob's going to take it, and we have 4 Dawn up, so we're probably going to see a 4-cost vanilla most likely come down. And yes, we see the Opera coming down and passing turn. Of course, yellow, like I have said in the past, is kind of pretty straightforward. You know, you have like your certain on-curve plays. So Moblob here deciding here what exactly he wants to do. And of course, if you don't know what Yamato's ability is, that if you have 2 life or less and you have 1 down attached to Yamato, she actually becomes a 6k leader on your opponent's turn, which is kind of nuts. Essentially, it becomes kind of like a mini Whitebeard, which is really cool. And yeah, so here we have Keith, of course, with his 6 Dawn turn now. And we have the Opera. We have, of course, Big Mom. And let's see exactly what he wants to do. Does he want to kind of swarm the board a bit? Of course, Moblob, the way Yamato does plays, he most likely will take all the hits until he gets into 2 or 3 life. So yes, we're going down to 3 life here. Of course, did swing just now with the Big Mom. And yeah, let's see exactly what he wants to do. He could drop 2 3-cost. He could do like a cracker and then another 3 costs. But yes, we see a swing here with the 7k going into life, and Moblob was going to take it, going down to 2. So now that Yamato is currently at 6k right now. So here we have, of course, the Sparrow here, the Sparrow, leaving 2 up. And yes, I do know it's Sparrow. Yes, so Moblob here now at his 2 life, swinging 6k into that Opera, I am imagining. And of course, if you, like I just said, she is now 6k once it's Keith's turn, not on her turn. So we see the 2k counter coming down, and it looks like we're gonna see a 5k swing with that Sanji. But first, we're gonna swing 6k once again. Are we going for life? It doesn't matter. We're gonna counter out of it with that Struce in, and we're gonna go ahead and tap 4 for another rusher here. And because Moblob is currently at 2 versus Keith's 4, we're gonna swing another 6 into probably Opera here. Trying to dwindle, and we see another 2k counter. He's gonna go ahead and take it, swinging with Sanji, drawing the top card of his life and replenishing it with the top of his life. Kind of nuts, honestly. Keith just lost a whole bunch of 2k counters from his hand. I think exactly 3 2k counters from his hand. And but that being said, we have an Opera still on board, and it looks like we're gonna swing 3 into 3 here. And it looks like Moblob wants to keep it alive, trashing the Yamato 1k counter, brand new card here with the starter deck. Swinging 5 into 3, it does go down, of course. I think Moblob doing that so that he kind of gets a little bit of heat off of his life as well. But we're going to see an 8k swing going into 6. And now that Katakuri is at 4-6, which is pretty strong, plus rush. Pretty good card in this deck, of course. And now we have the only Katakuri left. How much does Keith want to commit to this Katakuri? None. He's just counter out of it with the 1k from Cracker from hand and dropping another Opera. Man, 6k is such a good sweet spot, especially in this matchup because Yamato is at 6k with 1 Dawn attached. So we're gonna see a 2 going into 2. There's no way we counter out of that. Yeah, there's no way. And let's see here exactly how much Moblab wants to do here. 6k most likely going into a character. Might be Opera and might be Perospero, and we're gonna doesn't matter. We're gonna counter out of it here. Swinging 6 into 6. Keith here, he's about 3 cards in hand, and we counter out of it. Now we only have 2 cards in hand, and we're most likely gonna see a Katakuri, 8 cost Katakuri coming down. 8 Dawn left. Everyone swung. We know the deal. Most likely 8 cost, and yes, 8 cost Katakuri throwing the Opera at the bottom of Keith's life here and passing turn. Now this is kind of scary. Keith is at his 10 Dawn turn. Of course, we have a lot of shenanigans that we can do. Are we gonna see a you pick up the whole Dawn? I'm gonna assume you're about to throw 10 cost Big Mom at me. I'm not gonna lie to you. But is that 6k gonna live here? I don't think so. He looks like he wants to commit 8k into 6. I don't think Moblab is gonna counter out of it with 2 cards. If he has it, he will. If he doesn't, he won't. But it looks like he's, oh wow, he's just swinging at life actually. And we see a trigger. Okay, another 3k coming, a 3 cost coming down, which is very, very helpful. And it looks like we're gonna see a 6k going into life here, countering out of it with 2k. And it looks like we're gonna drop the 7 costs, and then Moblab's gonna let him regen a life here, recover a life. So now Keith's back at his 5 life here. We're gonna swing 6k into the Opera, and looks like we're gonna swing 7k, 5k into 5k. It does go down, searching top 3 for a Big Mom Pirates card. And do we? I mean, there's no way we don't have a target, right? There's just like no way. Let's see here exactly what Keith wants to grab, and we see the 8 cost Katakuri. Most likely gonna throw the 8 cost Katakuri back. Do some 8 cost crime there. So we see the 7k swing here, and we do have a trigger from Keith. The question is, does Keith want to activate it? Let's see what we see here. We see the Cracker coming down. Now this Cracker unfortunately is never going to get the double attack because Moblab is most likely never going to heal past Keith here. But we do see it coming into life here off that trigger ability. Now we have the 8 cost 8k Katakuri, and we're gonna see a big 10k going into Big Mom. That is a lot of Dawn there. That's a big heavy hitter attacker right there. And obviously we are gonna take a checking top life. We see another trigger. We have yellow things going on right now, guys. These yellow triggers are firing off. What is Keith gonna want to do with that? And we see a Thunderbolt popping that 4/6. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. And then dropping the 5 cost Yamato vanilla. It's a 5/7, a very good card. Similar to Opera, but Opera of course is a 4/6. Yamato is a 5/7. Now Yamato is really nice because if you have to go first, it's a 5 cost character, you know what I'm saying? So it's on curve, it's very nice. And we see the 10 cost Big Mom coming down, recovering 1, trashing 1, and we see a 5 going into the Perospero here. I think we probably counter out of this, or maybe we just let it go. It doesn't make sense. He wants to keep the counters for life so he doesn't die next turn. Let's see if Moblab is on borrowed time though. And we're gonna go ahead and pass, not swinging with that Big Mom. That's 7 cost, and this is very, very threatening now. You have the 8, 10, 5k bodies on the board, and my man Moblab is playing from behind here, so we're gonna see a 9k swing going into life. Yeah, no shot, he counters out of it, and we see the Brulee trigger happening from life. My goodness, this is my man Keith got these triggers stacked. I don't know what's going on, but we do see the Brulee coming down. I'm not the Brulee, I'm sorry, the pudding grabbing the character there, which I obviously just forgot. But here we're gonna see exactly what Moblab wants to do. We're gonna see a 7k swing going into life once again. I think Moblab is just trying to get as much life out as possible here. Since he does know he is on borrowed time. No trigger that time, but we do see an 11k swing, and Keith of course does take it going down to 2 life, and yet we see another trigger that Keith is just gonna take there. So yeah, let's see here. Does Moblab have enough juice to counter out of a 12k swing plus a 10 Dawn. I mean, Keith can go 15k plus 12k plus 5k plus 8k. So I don't think there's any way Moblob has any shot here of surviving this one. But we see Keith swinging into life here, 5k, messing up, realizing the Yamato's at 6k actually. So you might want to reconsider your Dawn choices here, guys. So we do see an 8k swing effect of Big Mom to replace a card there. And we see an 8k swing. We're going to counter out of that as well. And now we're going to just dump the absolute rest on the 12k Big Mom. And does Moblob have even an option here for this? And no, he has 3 2Ks in hand and Keith takes it. So, and that's gonna be it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned because I have a ton of new OP03 content coming out soon. See ya.